Yo, good morning, TTC, man. It's the King of the Bucks, man. Just making my crow this morning. I wasn't able to make one yesterday, man. Yeah, my Bucks lost to the Colts, so giving a big salute to all the Colts, all the fan base, to the Colts and those who represent that squad. Much respect to this morning. Y'all won. Old man Hasselback, did his thing, and definitely y'all still in y'all's race. So I wish y'all best of luck. For y'all to make the playoffs, just like we making our run for the playoffs. So to all those who represent the Colts fan base, much respect. And again, man, y'all won, fair game. And y'all did it better. Y'all did, better than what we should have done. There's some things that I didn't like in the game. I watched the game, things I didn't like, but there's things that we should have capitalized to avoid the things that have happened. So, I'm not going to sit here and make excuses. Y'all performed well, and we got a lot of work to do. We had one good week before, but it shows us that we're still in the learning curve. So, again, my respects to the Colts fan base, and hopefully, y'all do what y'all do as time goes on. All right, now we got to move on. So, other than that, man, to my Bucks, it was a tough game, man. It's a tough game. Some things that we could have done to kind of win that game. First and foremost, I'm not going to blame James Winston. He definitely performed to the best of his abilities. There was a lot of drops. I believe that we did not use Doug Martin as much as we should. He had one 59-yard gain, and after that, he disappeared from the game. We needed to start leaning on Doug Martin a little bit more than what we did. I don't know if he was tired, or just out of air, or what it is, and I think that shouldn't even be an issue from running 200-some yards a week before. So we need to really start leaning on Doug Martin a little bit more, man. I really didn't like that we was leaning on Charles Sims. I just don't think Charles Sims he had the tangibles, but when you're talking about just that break off speed and that run, that's run through the holes with all the speed that you got, that's Doug Martin, man. So to, go off of that, it was not good. You know what I mean? Mike Evans, man. Mike Evans, man. There was some key throws to Mike Evans where he dropped the ball multiple times. We had got a touchdown, got called back. A key point to the game because there was holding. So there were some key points to the game that I think that, we kept on shooting ourselves in the foot. I can sit here and say the refs this, the refs that, and trust me, I was very frustrated with the refs. I don't like how they played. I feel like, at the end of the day, there's a storyline to the NFL. There's things behind the scenes at NFL. But, at the end of the day, it's all about what we put out there. If we play the right way and we stop making mistakes, then regardless of what the refs try to do, they can't take away a fair touchdown. If we get a touchdown or whatever, and we score, only way we can take that away is we make that mistake for them to take that away. If we shoot ourselves in the foot, then that's what we do. Like I said, there was no interceptions for James Winston. So at the end of the day, that means that there was a lot of drop balls on a lot of different wide receivers. And it was only one touchdown from Cameron Britt, the Harvard student. So, it was only one touchdown. That's to the tight end. No wide receivers got a touchdown. No wide receivers. That's terrible when none of your wide receivers get a touchdown. So, you know, we got a lot of work to do, man. And we missed a field goal kick. You know, first kick that Kyron Buff ever missed in his career. So, you know, we gotta make sure we capitalize on things like that, man. Like I said, and I'm not gonna blame because he played very well too. Our field goal kicker played well. Kyron Buff played well. He only had one miss, so you know he did what he had to do. The defense, man, our DBs, and our pass rush. We had no pass rush on Hasselbeck. Nobody touched Hasselbeck. Nobody done anything to him. No sacks, no swats, none of that. It was like he wasn't even being touched yesterday. You know what I mean? I know there's still a lot of guys got carried out, got injured. You know, Jacquees Smith. You know what I mean? You know, guys like that, that's a key figure to the game. You know, I know Gerald McCoy was a little gassed out. You know what I mean? So, there's some key players that we just, like, through this week, we need to capitalize again. You know, that's a key thing I talked about before is capitalizing on the opportunities that you have. And if you don't capitalize on it, then the other team will. You know what I mean? We got to start pass rushing more and more. The secondary looked lost yesterday. Secondary. I mean, when you got T.Y. Hilton, you know what I mean, blowing it up, you know what I mean, Andre Johnson doing what he does, you know what I mean? Those are key wide receivers you got to put your hands on. You know what I mean? The one last touchdown that made like 13, they had him getting up like 13 points. It was Jonathan Banks, Jonathan Banks. And I watched it, and he was looking at T.Y. Hilton. I think that's the right play. He was looking at T.Y. Hilton and didn't put his hands up. Didn't put his hands up or nothing. So, you got to play tough D on these great wide receivers. You got to put a hand on them. You got to put hands in front of them. You know what I mean? You don't want to draw a penalty for interference, but you can put your hands in front of their face. If you keep running with them, keep running the routes, run the same routes they run, keep your hands in front of them, and make them play hard for them. Don't make it easy. If we got double coverage, triple coverage, whatever, that's what we need to do. You know what I mean? So there's some key things that we got to work on. One, making sure Doug Martin gets the ball more. Two, catching the motherfucking ball. Three, secondary, put your hands on those wide receivers and make sure you make those plays difficult for them to catch the ball. You know what I mean? Five, pass the front defensive line, put your hands on the quarterback. Those things, these key pieces I'm saying right now makes the biggest difference. And make sure that on each half, because it seemed like yesterday, the first half, our offense played stellar. The second half, our offense stayed in the locker room. So, at the end of the day, like, our offense, we got to play at the same tempo in each half. That tempo must be the same. It may not, it can't be we play good in the first, but we slouch in the second half. It doesn't win games. It doesn't help you get to the playoffs. So, at the end of the day, no matter how many yards, no matter who we got behind as a quarterback, and we need to make sure that the tempo stays well. And two, let me not forget this either. Offensive line, dudes, y'all need to make sure y'all step up at each and every time. You know what I mean? There were some key plays that the quarterback got sacked a couple times. Offensive line, y'all letting the quarterback get sacked. So, you know, there needs to be some final warnings to some of these players in our locker room. You know, do your job or you're going to get replaced. So there's some things that we got to capitalize, making sure that we keep our rookie quarterback, you know, on his feet, not on his back. So, you know, you know what? Let me tell you something right now. I miss if we had a chance to get Carl Nicks back, if he didn't get that Marcus, whatever, if we could get Carl Nicks back, that's the real reason why our offensive line ain't been as right as it should have been. Once we let Donald Penn and Carl Nicks, Carl had no choice because of the infection. But if we didn't have those two key pieces right now, it would make a big difference right now to have Donald Penn and Carl Nicks back, especially Carl Nicks. I mean, he was the dude that helped Doug Martin be so great in his rookie year. He's the one that opened up the holes, and nobody really talks about that. Nobody really talks about it. And I wish we had that dude back at our offensive line right now. I wish we did. But nobody talked about how great that key piece of Carl Nicks made a big difference when it comes to the blocking for the quarterback and the running for Doug Martin. He was a big key piece that we've been hurting ever since we lost that guy. And he barely ever played, but when he did play, he made a big difference. So I wish we could get that guy back. So it is what it is. But like I said, TTC, man, this is my crow, man. Like I said, to the Colts fan base, big salute. At the end of the day, shit happens. You know what I mean? All we can do what we got to do and handle our business, man. It's another day, another dollar. Good morning to everybody. Hope everybody have a good week. I might make another video, man, on some other things. And I'll probably holler back at y'all, man. So, other than that, man, it's the King of the Bucks, man. This is my crow video. Let's do what we got to do. Handle a business. If you ain't down my Bucks, I only got 2 words for you, man. Fuck you. Peace.